So CAPE is a community access project for Eureka. We started it approximately 5 years ago, and originally it was first implemented to kind of address issues associated with disadvantaged children and homeless children. We partnered with local groups that are interested in helping out disadvantaged community members, and we started off with the youth aspect. Went out, made contact with these individuals, tried to get them enrolled into different programs, whether it be our after-school programs or our camps or hoopsters or any sort of rec programming that we have. And what we did is it was a way to set up fundraising opportunities for local businesses to start donating to our program so that we can fund staff to implement programs, and also to provide sponsorships to different programming that we offer. A lot of that started with Betty Chin. We did a literacy project with her to start off with. Then we went into kind of a Halloween costume drive. We did a Christmas event, those type of things associated with helping out children, and also fundraising to help with the programming associated with. That eventually morphed into helping out disadvantaged adults and homeless individuals. We started off with different programs like Pathway to Payday, the Rent Ready program, the in-house cooking programs that we did to basically help out homeless people with getting by, and also giving them the tools to acquire employment through those processes. And then after that was established, then we started looking at an outside agency to do kind of a work program for like a homeless to work program with individuals. We looked at another organization that did this. We figured that we'd have the ability to do it ourselves, and that morphed into the Uplift program. And the Uplift program is not just a job training program, but it's also a homeless resources program. So we rolled in some of those other programs, Rent Ready, Pathway to Payday, those type of things, set up different milestones for these individuals depending on where they're at in their life so that they could reach those milestones, and then also set up the job skills training program, which is a component of the Uplift program that allows individuals that are homeless and are looking for employment to come in with a zero barrier option to come in to get work. They work with us, they receive a paid stipend for that work, and it's not just litter removal, it's truly a job skills training program. We give them training on personal protective equipment, on string trimmers, on landscaping, on custodial duties, those type of things. We give them the actual training to do the work, and then have them do work projects for the city and use these skills and build up their resumes so that they can go after jobs. We've really increased the amount of Pathway to Paydays we have. We do them about every other month now, and so it's been really successful in kind of getting those participants in Uplift to get the confidence to go forward into interview process, realizing that they have that background and they have the training skills for these positions, and then we put them out in front of real employers and give them an opportunity to gain employment.
The City of Eureka and Betty Chin teamed up for Pathway to Payday, a job workshop series where participants have an opportunity to obtain employment.
So my involvement in Pathway to Payday is I speak to participants, particularly folks with issues in their background, criminal issues, or maybe gaps in employment. So I go over topics such as just filling out the application, being able to answer questions about their criminal background if they are asked, how to answer it better.
I loved Pathway to Payday. It really encouraged me to find a better job, and I can't even believe how good the interviews went. I really was nervous, and they actually went really well. So I learned a lot, and I'm really grateful for Betty Chin and this program.
I feel we get great feedback from the participants when we ask them after the first day. They say that we are very involved. They like to see so many people from the county, from the city, Betty Chin participating and having passion, trying to get folks help with employment or finding employment. You know, it's nice to see people, like when their eyes light up, when they get an answer to a question that they might have not asked themselves, and they realize that it applies to them, and they see that they really do have an opportunity, and their confidence goes up. And that's really what I enjoy about the job, you know, helping people to empower themselves so actually that they don't need us anymore. And that's my goal.
When I first arrived there, I really had no confidence in going out into the job market, and finding myself some employment. By the time I left, I had unbelievable confidence and was able to go out in the community within 2 weeks of the program and get a job. The compassion and kindness that I felt from everybody was probably the biggest thing that really made me feel better. And they addressed all the issues that I had, like gaps in my resume, helped me put my resume together to make it more appropriate. The confidence, in the interviewing, by the end of the practice interviews, I really felt good about myself. I was able to go out on interviews and feel very confident and literally just go out and get a job.
When they offered me the position and the second interview, it was just, for me, it was just almost unbelievable that it was so fast and so professional and real. I was getting a job and I was taking the next step into it. And it just made me feel great when I got in there. Well, I work full-time now, and it's great. The job's great. The people I work with at Co-op are great. I'm part of a union now, which I never have been before, so it's definitely a good place to work. There were several other good places that came out there too, and every one of them, as a matter of fact, and they were all actually looking for people. And I'm able to provide for my family, which is, I think, every parent's #1 primary goal.
Over 30 businesses have participated in Pathway to Payday, including Recology.
We're at the Samoa Recycling Processing Facility. This is the processing facility where most of the recycling from the county of Humboldt comes through. And so it's just a very important function for this community. And all of our employees and any employees that we've gotten through the Pathway to Payday are very proud of the job that they do. Well, they came prepared for their interviews to be able to answer questions, be able to do the kind of things to impress an employer at the interview. And they also came to us and were able to express, their dependability, which is something that we need a lot of. And they've come through. So it hasn't just been, I gotta get my foot through the door, which they've done, which the city has helped them do. But also, once they're here, they know how to behave as a good employee for us. So we can be hopefully in a long-term partnership. And whether they stay with us or not, we know that we've worked together to be able to build skills for the people out there in the community. Ricky has sailed through perfectly, and he's taken on the job with really great spirit. And he's doing an excellent job. He was able to pass through our probationary period, and he's doing very well. I see him staying with us for a long time.
Oh, there's a lot of difference, and I'm glad that, because the first day that I went to Betty's when I heard about Uplift, and I had like 20 minutes to get to the first meeting, and I'm glad I did go because it helped me out. And then I went through, and it was good that not only did I make it through, but the people that went through with me made it. So it was good to see not only did I make it, but they made it as well. I would add that anybody coming to Eureka, that they really need to know about the program, this and Pathway to Payday, because it's really hard here as far as finding a job, but if you go through the program and you follow the steps and you stick to it and you really have that goal and that vision to do it, that the program helps. And as long as you stick with it and that's what you want to do, that eventually you'll get to where you want to be. I'm looking forward to now to just keep moving forward and just, saying, like I said, the Uplift program made me feel like, I was a citizen, and so I can just keep moving on and just keep being, it was a change of life for me too. It made me change and keep going on. It gave me more self-esteem.
Because we're a faith-based organization, I can say it is an answer to prayer. Because we do as much as we can with what we have as emergency services, but I don't have the staff to bring people in for job trainings and stuff like that. So to have Uplift come here with our group of people is absolutely phenomenal. I'm so looking forward to seeing our clients, our guests, be able to take the next step in life. What was really, really cool was a couple of weeks ago there was a cleanup. And I had known that Uplift was coming in, and I saw a group of our people leave, And so then I was actually scheduled to be at the site for anybody that might be displaced for services. So I showed up there. Well, not one crew, but two crews, I think, two crews from the Eureka Rescue Mission showed up of our people, and they were so happy. When they got done, they said they were, it made them feel so good that they earned something, and they could take a step back and take a look at what they did. So that was such a reward for them, and I love seeing that in their lives. It was just awesome.
The Job Skills Training Program provides participants with opportunities to gain valuable skills that can help them boost resumes and enable them to obtain future employment.
With the Job Skills Training Program, all I hear is thank yous. You're doing an awesome job. Thanks for beautifying our town. You learn how to take these skills of communicating with the public and communicating with each other and doing the job and showing up on time. So I feel like that carries on to the professional life and getting a job in the future. I think all those characteristics help out.
The City of Eureka and Mercer-Fraser have partnered to offer a local glass recycling program to divert materials from the waste stream and use the material as road base. Uplift participants collect, sort, and deliver materials to Mercer-Fraser's aggregate yard. Participants are paired and meet weekly with a volunteer co-pilot who provides guidance and help with obtaining goals.
So milestones are basically how we gauge success in Uplift Eureka. I think there are 7 milestones in level 1. Which include signing up for CalFresh benefits, getting a Social Security card, a birth certificate, driver's license, or photo ID, whatever documentation one might need for employment. Level 2 includes employment type milestones, which would be a resume, applying for jobs, and level 3 is permanent housing. The co-pilots and participants are paired in a one-on-one setting. They meet once a week at the same time, same place, and it's just the two of them. On the very first meeting, I tend to basically help break the ice, make introductions, we sort of get to know one another, and then I also go through the resource guide and explain that if the participant needs any help with any of the resources, they are always welcome to ask their co-pilot.
Well, I think being a co-pilot is it's a great honor, and it also does feel like a great service. So I think as a co-pilot, you get as much or maybe even more than you give. It's great to be able to connect with people who are not in your normal day-to-day experience. The Uplift program is a really great idea. We have a huge homeless problem in our area, and there's a lot of hostility that goes along with that is largely unhelpful. It's unhelpful for us as community members to carry around that hostility, and it's unhelpful for the participants to be the recipients of the hostility. It doesn't help them move any faster to get on their feet. I think one of the most pertinent and powerful things that I heard from my participants were when they were helping with the cleanup, how it was really impactful for them to be seen as doing something useful for our community, and how they loved that opportunity to pick up trash and to take care of needles and things that were there that could be harmful to children or other community members, and how it felt so good to participate in that way, and that people would roll their windows down in their car and say, hey, thank you, thanks for what you're doing, or the police officers giving them the thumbs up, and just to build those positive experiences for them of being seen as someone of value that's doing something valuable, as opposed to something that is just unvaluable or a castaway or something that is the subject of scorn, was powerful for me to witness and for them to experience. So I think that's one of the most powerful pieces for me.
Uplift Eureka, in partnership with the police department, are coordinating outreach efforts and are currently developing a diversion program.
So the HOW workers, or homeless outreach workers, are another key component with the city's strategy to engage in outreach with the homeless. Again, we're recognizing that while enforcement has its place, it's enforcement coupled with effective services that really makes the whole thing work. And there needs to be that balance between compassion and accountability for behavior. And so the how workers are going to bring a new element to the city's response to homelessness in our community, and really provide a resource that helps fill some of the gaps in the system. It doesn't supplement, or supplant, I should say, it doesn't supplant the partnership that we have with the Department of Health and Human Services and their workers. This just augments the efforts of the city and the county and the Eureka Police Department, again, to outreach to and engage the homeless in a more constructive, productive way that goes beyond just holding someone accountable behavior, but actually looks at the underlying causes and how can we help you fix those, address those, and eventually get out of homelessness and into stability in your life. We're really excited at the Eureka Police Department to partner with the Uplift Eureka program to bring a diversion program to our homeless services and outreach, as also a component of the enforcement and accountability side of things. And so when we do happen to encounter an individual that's committed a minor infraction or violation, could be littering, could be obstructing the sidewalk, or some kind of other issue, we have the opportunity to give them the chance voluntarily to participate in this new program that we call Law Enforcement Assisted Alternative Diversion Program, or LEAD. And the idea, again, is in lieu of a citation or more traditional enforcement, they can voluntarily agree to participate in the diversion program. They'll make a connection with the Uplift program and a coordinator there who take them through kind of an assessment, and then come up with a plan where, by participating in the program, and that could involve job skills training, or participating in some kind of work program, or just participating in services to take the steps to better their lives and kind of work towards stable housing and treatment for any issues that they may have, like mental health or addiction. And then if they successfully complete that program, they will not have to pay the fines associated with the citation and have that dismissed with no criminal record at all, and again, no fines stacked up. And so it's really exciting to see how that program works, and we're happy to bring it to Eureka.